Good evening all, Jamie here. Today we're going to build a Versa Networks SD-WAN lab environment on ESXi server using pfSense as the internet emulator along with VYOS for the MPLS emulator, I suppose. Well, yeah, it's just a virtual router really. So what you see on the screen is what we're looking to build. We got 3 sites: Versa site 1, S1, S2, S3, each with their retrospective data networks 172.16.1 for site 1.2, site 2, 3, site 3. We've got 2 WANs, MPLS and the internet, as I just said, and those are sort of IP addressed appropriately as well. So 172.30 is the internet, and then 1 is the site IDs, 2, 3, and then for the MPLS it's 172.31, 1 for site 1, 2 site 2, 3 site 3, and then all of the sites are always .3, and then we've got the controller at the top, and that's hanging off 172.30.1 network and 172.30.1 1 network as well on the MPLS. So all of the 3 sites have got full connectivity up to the controller using the internet and MPLS, and then from the controller we've got a switch which has got access to the director, which is the management plane, and then the analytics server, which you don't have to go and we just configure, and then is accessible from the director. And then on the outside of everything there, in the black lines, the black box, is just my home management network, so I can connect directly to the appliances out of band management essentially. So that's what we're looking to build. I've got the ESXi environment here. I've just destroyed all the existing appliances that I had to start from scratch. I've got the NICs that I wanted to show you on the screen here. I know it says VIPTELA, but I'd messed around with that in the past. But you've got your site 1 data, site 2 data, site 3, and then you've got your site 1 MPLS and internet handoffs. Same for site 2s and the same for site 3s as well, and their VLAN IDs for all of those network interfaces. And then I've got pfSense running, and under interfaces I've got internet 1, site 1 internet, site 2 internet, site 3 internet, matching specific VLAN ID because I've trunked up to this from ESXi, and then I've just got the IP address of the interface for this particular interface, and then the same for like site 2 would be 172.30.2, there you go, then it'd be .3.1 sorry for site 3. That's it within the pfSense, and I said we're using VYOS as well, which is as a virtual router. Very exact same principle as this. The only difference is the MPLS doesn't have a breakout to the internet, where this does have the breakout to the internet. I'm just natting on the appliance as well, so I can allow the SD-WAN environment internet access. So yeah, that's what we're going to build. We're going to build this built on ESXi using pfSense as well as VYOS. So let's crack on with that. So what we'll start off doing is let's go make some virtual machines. Let's deploy a virtual machine from an OVF. So we make the controller. Let's have a look. It is that one there. Put it in my, let's have a look. put it in there. Fin, power on, automatically untick that. I'll add it into the home network, and then I'll go back into it and add in the controller network as well as the two WAN networks. Let that go in there. Okay, let's add another. What's next? Versa director. Let's put that on the SSD. Okay. Oh, did I just turn that on automatically? Let's put that on the home network as well. Okay, deploy virtual machine. We'll do A1, analytic 1. Did we call it A1? What did we put in the diagram? Didn't define it. Alright, well, we'll just call it A1 anyway. We know it's analytics server. Okay. Put that on the 1 TB. No, put that on the 500. 10 gigs. And take that. The same principles as the home network. Okay, and then we'll make our sites. Oh, doesn't do anything that. That can go on the SSD. Untick power on automatically. Same principle. Home first. Probably find this kills my server in the back. And home. Let's do site 2. And then we've just got site 3. I think it's angry at me now. There we go. Site 3. We'll put this on the SSD. Maybe. If it works. If you're interested, the server that I'm running this off is a HP Z620. Something like 16 cores, 64 gig of RAM, 3 hard drive slots. To be honest, this is the slowest it's ever been, but you can't see in the background. It's chugging along. It's got a lot of stuff going on. This doesn't sort itself out now. Might have to come back to this. Okay, let's have a look. There's no time like the present, eh? Poor thing. Can only do so much in one go. To be honest, my laptop is louder than my server. Okay, so let's just put that as home, and then what I'll do is I'll pop back in a bit once all these have installed on the server, and I'll modify all of the VMs to include the additional network adapters for our environment that we're building. If I ever get to finish it. So finally back, a couple of days later, and now I've got the Versa VMs all built, the Director, Analytics Box, Site 1, 2 and 3. So if we go into the Director and we just do an edit, we'll see we've got network adapter of home. So as per the diagram that we had, we've got our management network, which is home. I'm going to add in my 10 network management, my controller network. It's called management on here, very confusing. One thing not to fall for as well is when we add another adapter, it'll be a VMX net. We want to have it as an E1000. Let's just add in the network adapter for the controller. There it is. And we'll just change it over to E1000. Done. Let's go back to our VM list. It's a nuisance that. Okay, then we'll do the same for, oops, sorry about this. See, knows better today, doesn't it? And the filters broke. Okay, anyway, let's go in the analytics box, follow the same principle, go and add in the extra network adapter. Oh, it's all very slow. Check how the pings are getting on. Little bits of high latency there. Is that one there? Don't like that. Anyway, so let's add in the extra network adapter on the 10 network. E1000. Save that. Go back into our VMs. Don't get why it's not working first time. I'm going to click on it. Okay, let's do site 1. Edit. And we will add the network adapter of, so this time we just look at the diagram. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 links. So data for site 1, internet for site 1, and MPLS for site 1. So I'd name these VIPTELA because I'd previously done VIPTELA. So let's do internet, MPLS, and data. And then remember E1000. There it is. Oops. E1000 and E1000. Haven't missed anything. No, looks good. Okay, save that. Let's follow the same principle for site 2 and site 3. Probably have to shake the laptop a couple of times. Nuisance. Okay. Two. Edit. So we got internet, MPLS, and data. Okay, all E1000s. Save. It was my virtual machines I had to click on, not more VMs. And then edit. Do the final bit. Internet, MPLS, data. Done. That's the configuration of our VMs all done. So that's that bit. Let's do the configuration of the director. start by doing the configuration of the interfaces. Let's change this to static. And then we might have to just refer to the diagram to see what IP address we're setting here. So it's 58 we're using. So I'll just explain what this is in a second. So what we're saying here is send all the default route for the 10 networks is going to be via the controller here, .60, which is the controller. So all other networks will go via the management. The management will be the default route, but the controller network or any traffic to the 10 network is going to go via the controller. That's what we're doing here. So we know we've got another interface as well, ETH1. So let's see the configuration for that. So let's just double check the IP address, but I think it is 110. Yeah. I think that should be enough. Hopefully. And then we've got to bring the interface up, because if we look at ifconfig, we can see the one interface. So let us and then we'll do, okay, let's try if up. Looks good. Okay. Cool. That's the Versa. So far so good. Okay, so then we just got to run the script for setting up the Versa. And some setup script somewhere. Startup. There we are. Startup script. Yep. We want to go through the setup. Set up the host name. Go on then. Set up interfaces. So we know ETH0 is our 10 network. No, we don't want to reconfigure it. Yes. If one. You want to reconfigure it? No. No. So northbound is what we're using for the management. Southbound's the controller. Let's remember that. Northbound interface. Configure northbound, yep. That's ETH1. Southbound, ETH0. No, we don't want any more southbound interfaces. No, we're not doing HA mode for director. No, we're not doing HA communication for director. Don't want a prompt for new password. It's looking promising. I think that's the basic configuration that we need to get the Versa up and running. Just give it a minute. Thought that wasn't going to work then. Seems a bit slow it starting the services. Oh, that's why. I have to be patient here. We are finished. So if we just pop over to the web page. There we are, logging in. So we've got 15 days to trial the platform. No templates, no workflows, no organizations, nothing. But it's up and running. So let's go on to the next part now. So once we've done the host name and the host file, which was right the way we've done it, we've just got to do the setup of the actual analytics server as well. I think it's our advanced setup file we want to use. Let's delete the database. Let's get it all gone and start fresh. Looking good. It's taking its time. While it's doing its thing, let's pop over to the director and let's look at making the certificates for the Versa box. And it copies them over to it. It's in the scripts folder anyway. Search. Okay. Take off the word sudo. And what we're running here. Okay, that looks better. So we got what we need to use. Master server, SAN, password. Okay, let's give this a go then. This is what I call everything in my lab estate testnet.local. I don't think there's any existing certificates. Let's try and, is it sudo su versa? Oh, I've got to type it all out again now. I've switched users. better. So I believe we're going to need to synchronize that script over to the other side. So okay, back into the other account now. Probably wants me to stay in that one, so I might end up having to go back, so don't fall for this if you're watching it. Sorry, okay. I believe Versa SD-WAN. Give the IP address to the cluster. I think I need to add it first. So pop over to the direct there. Oh, I don't want to change my password. I hope it stays the same. Command line. Kind of learning as I'm going along. I haven't done it for a while. I literally deleted the whole environment and built it again. So cluster name. Analytics. Name. Versa SD-WAN. Northbound IP address. That's right. Okay. 1234 if I remember it from last time. And the IP address is 59. Looks good. Then I think if we go back, is that alright? Thought maybe that was it. I'm on the director. Let's just double check. Let's compare that. Just gone out as that user. Nope, it's not allowing it to work. Okay, let's stop this and figure it out. So powered up the Versa Analytics server. Just going to log in. and we're going to check the IP addressing. Okay, so it's got my controller network as ETH0, so we'll make ETH1 the management network. So let's go into that. Sudo vi. There we go. Change this to static. To remember now what I had to type in. Ah yes, okay. It's the long command where you do the postal root add. And then we're going to send traffic to the default gateway of the controller for any traffic to the 10 network. And then we're going to do also ETH1 and add in the IP address of the management interface. I think that should be it. Escape, colon, right, quit, exclamation mark. Which was a good one. And then sudo if down, if 0. And then we'll do if up, if 0. And then we'll do 1. 111 networks. Let's try the analytics server. Not off to a good start. If I remember rightly, was it a different port or something? Yeah, there we are, 8443. There's something different about that. Okay, so there we go. Versa analytics box. A few extra bits we've got to do, which was there's a host file. In the host file we've got to say how to get to the Versa Director 1. So let's have a look. And here. It was the internal address. Check me notes here. Look what I've got written down. Just trying to remember whether it was the control. Do you know what? I swear it was this. Like that. That's a good shot that it's pinging, I suppose. I'm just thinking what else do we need to add in. So next stage now is to go and create the controller. So we just pop over into Versa here. Should have a C1 somewhere. Oh, I forgot to make my controller. Ah, all silly. Let's just do this. Hopefully it doesn't take long. Networks file there. Put it on the Evo, turn it off, put that adapter on it. See how long this takes. If it takes a while, then I'll come back to it. Okay, I'll come back to that. So in this video, we've just built the missing controller, so I'm just going to go and edit controller, and I'm going to add in the interfaces that I need to add in for the controller to work. So I'm just adding in 3 additional interfaces and then setting the network adapter to be an E1000. Swore ages ago I had an issue. The VNet one didn't work properly, so just adding 3 adapters. This home one, let's change that to the controller network. Then have the outbound, well, it's not outbound, but the management network. And then we'll set up the connectivity into the internet, and then the connectivity into the MPLS. And then we'll just exchange these adapters just to make sure, make sure they're all E1000. And press OK on that. And let's boot up the machine. And then when the machine's online, we'll set an IP address on network adapter 2 for the management network, because that's what's used for when configuring the controller in Versa. And then we'll use Versa to set the IP address of the controller and the internet and the MPLS connections. So now controller's online, let's log in. And let's check the interfaces. ETH0 is 10.0.0.125 IP address. So we are missing our 192 network here, unfortunately. F7, so let's swap them around. Okay, let's power this down. Okay. It's hit and mix whether this works or not. I've had it where you put 192 network at the top and it maps the wrong adapter, so you can't win, to be honest with you. So swap them around now. Right, let's play it. I don't know who the other user is that has a session open to that, because there isn't anyone else. It's me. I haven't got any other browsers open. Let's give it a minute. Okay, let's log in. Check out config. Yeah, okay, so we've got 192.168.0.22 and ETH0, which is obviously that network adapter there, F7. So the MAC address at the end F7. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning, use VI, and we'll set the IP address of the appliance. And we'll be setting that as the diagram is here, management network 192.168.0.112. Let's give this a go. I believe, I'm just curious to whether I need a gateway or not. Let's leave the gateway out of it. Let's quit with right and exclamation mark. Oh, okay. Colon, right, quit, exclamation mark. Done. So let's down the interface. And then up it again, and then do with config. There it is. Okay, so we can get to the default gateway, and probably Versa director as well. Yeah, okay, so that's all working. That's cool. Okay, so the controller's ready. So let's start by adding a controller onto the director. So we just pop into workflows, controllers, click plus, let's give it a name, controller 1, provider organization, let's click create organization, let's do provider 1, let's select an analytics cluster for that to be part of, and I think it should be all. We want a staging and a post-staging controller. We want to pick the IP address of the appliance. So 192.168.0.112 is the management address, as you can see here. So we just pop into location. Let's put where the appliance is located. And we do that, it shows it on the map later on. It's quite cool. You get your longitude and latitude. Let's control network. Pick the VNI adapter, which I think I might have to pop onto the appliance to look. So we just log in to ESXi, and once we're logged into ESXi, we should be able to see by looking at the CLI show interfaces brief and see where the VNI is, what VNI is associated with the control adapter. So we just pop into Versa C1 to log in. Okay, let's do CLI show interface brief. So we just look, we got 00 ending in 0 BMAC. It's not that one. Let's expand them all. 0B is internet. So VNI 00 is internet. 0/1 is MPLS, and then in MAC 15. And then VNI 02 is the control network. So let's do 02, pick the IP address of that 60 of the control network. We look at diagram 60 there. Okay, let's continue. Let's look at 00 was internet. Okay, so we've got to make the WAN interface. So we just do plus on the WAN interface. We'll do internet. Press OK. And another one, which is MPLS. OK. Let's do internet and MPLS. Pick the IP address 172.30.1.2 for internet. That's mine. And 172.30.1.2 for MPLS. And that is it. So then we click deploy now. There we are. Finished. Perfect. So we pop under monitor, we click provider, we should all see our controller. There we are. Config, synchronize, tick, reachability, tick, service, up, tick. Perfect. So let us next make the template for our site appliance, our remote appliance, and then we'll create the device associated with the template. Let's just create a new template. Let's do customer one. They've got an MPLS, well, they've got an internet, an MPLS, and they've got data. Just leave that. Provider one's the organisation. Let's add a new sub-organisation. Can't do that from here, so we just cancel back out of that. Go to organisations, under SD-WAN, click plus, let's type in customer 1, part of provider 1, let's associate the control, let's associate the analytics cluster, press deploy, let's create plus 2, add just customer 2, associated with provider 1, add in that controller, add them in the same analytics cluster. Probably wouldn't do that. Let's do deploy. So now we go back to our template and do plus. Let's try again. Customer 1, they've got internet, MPLS, and they've got data as well. Organisation, provider 1, and the sub-organisations, customer 1, associated controllers, controller 1, solution tier, all the different solutions. Let's do advanced SD-WAN with next generation firewall. Let's give them 25 mega bandwidth. Analytics cluster, let's pick that. Analytics 1, let's pick interfaces. So we know we need 2 WAN interfaces and 1 LAN interface. So let's check VNI 0 and 1 is associated with the correct adapters like we did with the controller, but for the site. So let's have a look. CLI, show interfaces proof. So we got 00 ends in MAC DE. So internet is DE, internet, MPLS is E801, and data F2 E2. Okay, sorry, O2. We'll pop back over here. Internet, MPLS, and data. Customer 1, routing instance, customer 1. So under the WANs, let's give them static IP addresses. That's it in this example. Routing, we're not only doing any BGP, we're not doing any OSPF or static routes. Split tunneling, let's break out the internet. Direct internet access, just click the plus. Not doing any inbound NAT. Services, we can do DHCP, but we can't do it now. We'll do it in a bit. let's do service templates, next generation firewall. We'll add that in later stage. And let's click continue, and let's click create. So now we're going to add this site. So we just under workflows, devices, device. Let's create a new site. Let's give it a serial number, associate an organization for it, create a device group. Let's pick a post staging template, press OK, and I think if we don't click location information, we click where the device is located, bind data, and here we are where we have to add in all of the parameters that we kind of left empty in the template, obviously. So default router for DHCP, we got the next hop address for the internet interface, the next hop address for the MPLS interface, we got the data IP address, we got the internet IP address for the device, and the MPLS IP address. I think if we hit deploy, we are done, and it is deployed. And if we just go over to administration, inventory and hardware, we can see it's shipped. When we jump on the device in a minute and we use the staging script to connect to the director, then that will change to claimed. So the next bit now is we're going to jump onto the VM we made, site 1. Here it is already. And we are going to use the staging script to bind the device to the director. So I'm just going to jump onto the IP address there, 192.168.0.43. It gives us more information. Sorry, and I can scroll better is what I mean. Let's have a quick look. Type it in here. Okay, just drag it over. So we do show interfaces brief. Okay, yeah, we've got our IP address. If I just go back a few directories and then do cd opt Versa scripts, this is the folder you want to be in, and we're going to use a file called staging py there. You've seen it, there it is. So we do sudo / staging py. It seems to have keeled over. Oh. Okay, put the password in. What I wanted to show you here, if you do ---- help, then you can see all the different options you've got. So we've got the local ID, which is like SD-WAN branch, remote ID, which is the controller ID, the serial number we put in before or earlier, the controller IP address, and the -w is the VNI interface that we're using, and then a static address, the gateway. That's all you need to do to get it up and running. So if we just start typing it in, staging py -l, right, this bit, so the local address, if you pop onto the director, go under configuration and pick click devices and pick the controller, and then under the cogs VPN profiles, change the organization to provider 1. You'll see we got your internet staging now. That's what we're going to be using. So if I just click IKE, we've got the local identity and we've got the remote identity. Okay, so let's just open up this. So local identity is this. Note the password, you don't need to put it in because it's the default key is 1234 and the default remote key is 1234. Okay, so if we do R for remote, Yeah, and then we pick in controller 1 staging, and -W for the interface, which was 0, and what else do we want? -S for static address, 172.31.3/24. We've got the gateway. Doesn't really matter about the gateway, I think, because it's on the same subnet, but I'll put it anyway. And then the controller IP address, 172.31.2. Hoping, the serial number of the appliance. So we just jump off that, go to home, go to workflows, devices, site 1, SN 100. Hoping that's enough. So let's watch it. Okay. So what'll happen, it'll do a netconf and then the appliance will reboot, and if this appliance reboots now, we're in business and we're about to onboard our first appliance. So we just do CLI and we do show interfaces brief. Now look at the management address. Oh, there we are, it's rebooting. So that management address you see there, you can do a ping in the CLI here. You can do a ping to the management address of the, let me show you on the diagram. So you can, from that management address on that on the Versa S1 there, you can ping the controller IP, and you can ping the director as well. So you can ping other stuff, which is cool. So let's see how we're getting on. We could cancel on that. And before I said to go to administration and hardware, look at that. Claimed. We're in business. So if we just pop on the monitor, site 1, look, it's up already. So we just pop here, site 1 new login. Looks like an old name. Let's have a look. This is one of them appliances that I've reused. So we haven't got a service start time yet. The appliance is there. Let's click on it. Yeah, all the services are still starting. Let's have a look. So if you do VSH status, yeah, all your services are online. There we are, service start times there. So I'm just massively impatient. The most impatient person on planet Earth. Just click site 1. There we are. All your interfaces are online, in sync, reachable, and good. Perfect. So, I think what we should do next is go ahead and add the other appliances. Let's pop on the more VMs. Let's have a look at the others. Let's power up site 2 and site 3. And we'll do them in a moment. Okay, so let's add site 2 and site 3 to the director. So let's do workflows, we've got devices, let's do add site 2, serial number, well, let's just do 102. Organisation customer 1, same device group, bind data, let's do .2 for the router option, 172.16.2.1 is what I meant to say. Next stop address, is going to be 172.30.2.1. The MPLS is going to be 172.31.2.1. The data network static address 172.16.2, site 2.1. Internet address is going to be 172.32.3/24, and the MPLS is going to be 172.31.2.3/24. I think that should be enough, so we just hit deploy. Oh, missed the country under location information. Okay, coordinates, deploy. Cool. And then we'll just do site 3 while we're here. Site 3. Serial number SM103. Pick customer 1 for the organisation. Same device groups. Location. UK again. Bind data. And let's do for the gateway for the DHCP 172.16.3.1. Internet address is 172.30.3.1. MPLS address is 172.31.3.1. Data address is 172.16.3.1/24. Internet static address for the appliance is 172.30.3.3/24. And the MPLS is 172.31.3.3/24. 172.31. Okay, not sure if that's what I said. So let's just click deploy. Done, and it is deployed. So now we just got to do the staging script. So I've written out what I need to type because I'm not typing it all again. So okay, I'm just making a change now for the serial number and the IP addresses in the script. So it'll be a second. Just check the serial numbers. 102 and site 3 103. Okay, so let's pop into ESXi. Let's have a look at site 2. Let's check if config 192.168.0.45. Let's put it onto it. Here we go. Admin and Versa 123 is the password. Oops. Okay, so let's do cd back to the beginning. Cd opt Versa scripts, and we are doing. Oh, where is it now? I didn't actually type it. Right, so we just. For the script, I've just got to go across into configuration under controller and then click the cogs, pick the organization's provider 1, IPsec and VPN profiles, and click the internet staging method. Under IPsec, get the local identity and the remote identity, local, remote. Okay, right, I've got that. So this is site 2. Let's paste in the script. Hopefully I've not made any mistakes. Try and make it wide like that. I just pasted that in, but it didn't work. Huh. Staging is there. Just paste it in again. Oh, hold on, I'm in the scripts folder and I'm pasting in the whole name. Looking good. Okay, so let's pop over home and go to administration, hardware. So we got shipped and shipped. Okay, while that's chugging along, let's close that. Let's click more VMs or virtual machines, whichever way around. I hate it when it sort of sits there and does nothing. Site 3, let's get the IP address. .44. I'm glad I didn't try and guess it. It's asked me, do I trust it? Okay. I've got the command to type in again. Okay. So we do CLI and do show interfaces brief. Oh, it's not got a management address. It's not a good sign. I wonder if the other one's the same. What's it not happy with? Let's check if the VPN tunnels up. Let's do that one. Failed 172.32.3. Peer address 172.32.2. Oh, I made a mistake. I changed the controller address when the controller address doesn't change when I paste it in the script. So, my bad. Let's go and fix both of them now. So to fix that, I have to drop into the CLI and do request arrays running config. So we'll do that for that. And then for 45, which didn't work neither, unfortunately, we will do the same. I'm so lazy, I'm just going to paste it in. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's try again with these scripts. So we just pop across to here. Site 3 has got an IP address at .44. So 45 is site 2. Okay, so let's paste in a little bit of a script that I've got. Oh, just got to restart my session here. Always does that when I'm recording. So if we just go back a few directories, never seems to work. Okay, this is site 2. It's a mistake made before, was the wrong controller IP address. You should see, if we pop into controller, sorry, into the CLI. There we are, management address there, perfect. So that's a good indication it's about to work. So let's have a look on the 44. Got to do the same on that, that's broke as well. Very good. That's perfect to see that message there. Shows us it's working. And if we just paste in The script line I've got for site 3. Try again. Pop over to Versa. Let's do a refresh of this. We can see site 2's been claimed, and hopefully in a second we'll see site 3 shows claimed. Let's check the CLI on this. Yeah. It's doing something. It's about to reboot. We can see they're all claimed. Perfect. So now we can see that the devices are claimed. If we just pop over to monitor, we can see our 3 sites. We can see site 3's still coming up online. But at least we've got site 1 and site 2 online. So we just pop into site 2. And once it's loaded, we can click shell, quite like this. And we log into the appliance. Type in CLI. So we see all the routing tables for everything. So I think what we should look at, to be honest, is routing instance. And let's look at our customer 1 LAN there, that's what I want to see. Let's type in customer 1 LAN. So we can see, perfect. See if we can just expand that. Oh, that's nice. So we could see here that we've learned 172.16 2.0 via BGP. And hello, this site 3's come online as well. And it's got its own next hop, which we're not particularly bothered about because it's done it for us. That's the whole point of the SD-WAN. This is a true SD-WAN. I've used a few different products, but this is a really, really good solution. Although I do rate Silver Peak, if I'm honest, at the top of the pile of all of the SD-WANs. But that's my opinion. I still do like this, very feature rich, but it can be quite clunky and complicated as well. Well, that's cool. So I guess what we could do is do a ping to 2.1, and we'll do from source, interface, and it'd be VNI dash 0/2. No? Okay, let's just see if this works. No? Okay. What else do we need to do? Routing instance customer 1 LAN. What is a good way to test? Source. Hey, okay, finally. It was a bit messy, wasn't it? Just to do a simple ping and test from there. So, okay, so we've done that. Let's check the other side. Let's check site 2. So we just pop up here. Let's pick site 2. Let's click shell. Let's log in. Go into the CLI. Right, here we go again. Ping 172.16.1.1. Routing interface customer 1 LAN. And it was source. Perfect. That's what you want to see. Okay, happy days. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to boot up my site 1 into like Linux VMs. fantastic, that like Linux, to be honest. You can see this, the storage that they've used, hardly anything. I had to do a little bit of messing with them because the boot time was pretty poor. I'm not sure if it's fixed. Can't honestly remember. It's been a while since I've used the light Linux VMs, to be honest. So the VMs have just booted up. Unfortunately, I'm seeing a spinning arrow, spinning circle for both VMs for the IP address. So let's go and just have a look at what I've missed on the template. Let's have a look. That's probably why. I thought I'd done this. I thought I'd made it. I thought I didn't associate it, but I'd still expect to see the DHCP options profile here. So let's do organization, customer 1, data, testnet.local. Let's do a cog. Let's do 8.8.8.8. Let's press OK on that. There's data, perfect. Let's recreate that. Oh, got to click the plus. Let's recreate. Okay, deploy. Something tells me that the configuration we added on device templates last time on the DHCP. Yeah, so look, we've got lease data now under lease profiles, customer 1 data. So we just look under provider. There's nothing there. Lease profiles. Just that. Customer data. So something went missing. Okay, so we pop over to workflows, go into devices, go into site 1, do bind data, and look, it's asking us again for the IP address for the gateway. So let's just do redeploy. Now we put it in. Site 2, bind data, save and redeploy, and site 3, bind data. Apologise for that, I'm not perfect. There's a lot of stuff, I might have not hit redeploy then. So then if we just pop over to monitor, we can see the config synchronized across all the appliances. Pop over to ESXi. I'm hoping these are going to sort themselves out in a minute. Let's just untick and retick enable networking. Untick and retick. Still not enough, is it? Okay, what else are we missing? Let's have a look. Workflows. Sorry, templates. Customer 1, internet, MPLS. Services, data. Okay, let's go and have a look at that options profile. Configuration, templates, customer 1, under global. Change it to the provider 1, then server, lease profiles. Oh, customer 1, okay. Let's see what we've got in here. Time, okay. Oh, hello, look at that. Oh, we're missing a start and an end range within the pool. Okay, that makes sense. address pools. Here it is. What does it see? Ask us. Begin and end. I didn't see it. Let's just pop over to workflows again. Go to devices, site 1, bind data. Oh look, it's here. Okay. I've added it in then. 172.16.1.100 and end at 200. Redeploy. Site 2. Bind data. Change that to 2. Oops. Made a mistake. This ends at 200. Redeploy. And then site 3. And at 200. Redeploy that. Only if it's enough this time. What else have I missed? Do you know what I mean? Complete, complete and complete. State of success. Oh, theoretically. We should be working now. What else are we missing? How many more things do I need to add in? Maybe there's something else. Yeah, they're both still not working. Oh my god, it's meant to be easy DHCP, it's not meant to be complicated. Well, that looks okay. Address pools. Address range. Maybe it's because the options profile is missing. To associate that with the address pool here. Oh, and the lease profile as well. Okay, now we're talking. So we've made them changes, let's commit those changes. Out of sync, there we are, completely out of sync. That's okay, all that. Let's keep an eye on this. Are we going to get an IP address? Way! Sorry, you can see why I'm excited. That was a bit of a pain. Perfect. 172.16.2.1 and 172.16.1.101 now. Okay, perfect. And we've got internet access. Amazing. Let's try this side. and we've got internet access as well. And let's ping the other site, and the other site can ping site 2. Perfect. And you can ping the gateway, and you can ping the gateway of the other site. Let's try pinging your local gateway. Let's try pinging your local gateway. Perfect. So we've got communication site to site, and that'll be going over the IPsec tunnel. So perfect. So all I want to do now is test the basic firewall functionality to block ping to 8.8.4.4 in this example. So I'll just pop over to configuration, pick our template here, pop across to services, expand next gen firewall security policies. There's our rules. So let's add a new rule, and we'll do block Google DNS, and we'll just put a description, block DNS to 8.8.4.4. It's really block ping to 8.8.4.4. Source, let's just say it's part of the data interface, and the destination address is going to be Google DNS 8844 8.8.4.4.32/32 already exists. Okay, let's do new. Okay, pop it over to enforce, and we'll do deny that traffic flow, and press OK. And the last thing to do is just hit the rule, whack it at the top of the list. If you see it, block it, otherwise carry on down the rule list. Let's commit the template, pick customer 1, pick the device group, and press OK. In the background here, let's get a ping going to 8.8.4.4 and site 2, 8.8.4.4. Oop, it's broke. Okay, cool. That happened pretty quick. So let's do ping 8.8.8.8 and ping 8.8.8.8, and 4.4 doesn't work. Perfect. So that's what I wanted to show in that test. So the next bit now is let's test blocking access to, say, social networking websites using the next generation firewall. So back in these policies again, we just hit plus. Let's do block social. Okay. So enforce, deny it. Let's go source interface and put data. Under applications, URL list. We've got all these built-in ones here. Let's just pick social network. Press OK. Let's put it at the top of the list. Let's commit that change. Click the template, click the device group, press OK. Let's open up the web browser here. Google works. BBC News works. Facebook's working. 66. Okay, it's just deployed the changes. Twitter's dead. Facebook, one can only assume works from last time. Let's just go on Google. We pick another one. I can't get the other, I agree, whatever Google, go away. Just give me a list of social networking websites. Wattpad, not heard of that before. I guess Versa doesn't class that as a social networking website. Tumblr does. Perfect. That's all I wanted to prove really. Because Facebook's like that because it's previously worked. Well, I'm happy with that because Twitter doesn't work. I want to see Twitter not working. And I suppose it'll take ages to close the web browser and open it back up, but if I just pop to the rule and we'll throw it right to the bottom to block social so it's not hit. Put it to the bottom, there we go, press the wrong button, and then commit the changes. Let's wait for this. Let's apply the change. Perfect. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Twitter now works. Perfect.